is the WJTS News. In tonight's news, Jasper School Board met last night to discuss budget. Santa Claus welcomes a new Parks and Recreation Director. Kerry Schneider makes his usual visit to the Humane Society. Kurt Gazelle is in with sports, and for tonight's Inform, we speak with Audrey Werner on the Heartland Kids Run. All this and more coming up next on 18 WJTS News. Good evening, I'm Jurnee Davis with WJTS News. An over 2-month investigation into the reported missing items at a Southside Jasper jewelry store has resulted in the Monday arrest of a former employee of that business. Back on June 12th, the Jasper Police Department started an investigation at Olinger Diamond Center in the Southgate Shopping Center in Jasper regarding missing jewelry. Police say store management reported that between the dates of May 31st and June 12th, they had over $10,000 worth of jewelry taken from the store. On Monday, an arrest warrant was issued for 22-year-old Chloe Sibrel of Jasper from DuBois Superior Court. Police took Sibrel into custody on 6 level 6 felony counts of theft. She was taken to and booked into the DuBois County Security Center. As part of their Operation Pullover initiative, troopers with the Indiana State Police Jasper Post will be conducting a sobriety checkpoint in Perry County this coming Friday night and early Saturday morning. The exact time and location will not be released. Motorists that are not impaired can expect a very short delay of 2 to 3 minutes while passing through that checkpoint. In the meantime, troopers encourage all motorists to call 911 or the closest ISP post when they observe another motorist that may be impaired. Be prepared to give an accurate description of that vehicle, location, and direction of travel. Indiana State Police are committed to traffic safety and will continue to conduct saturation patrols and sobriety checkpoints in an effort to apprehend impaired drivers and deter others from drinking and driving. Motorists entering the checkpoint are encouraged to have their driver's license and vehicle registration readily available to minimize their delay. Plan ahead and always have a designated driver. Don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle if you've been consuming alcoholic beverages. Better safe than sorry. Call a taxi, sober friend, or family member to come and get you. If you are hosting a party, always offer alcohol-free beverages and make sure that all of your guests leave with a sober driver. A traffic stop early this morning on Jasper's north side led to the arrest of a Jasper man on drug-related charges. Around 1:15 this morning, an officer with the Jasper Police Department conducted a traffic stop on a passenger car at 26th Street and Burke Drive after officers noticed a vehicle drive into the opposite lane of travel, left of center, and come to a stop for a few seconds. The department's K-9 unit was called to the scene and conducted a free air sniff around the vehicle, in which a positive indication was given for the presence of illegal narcotics inside the vehicle. A search of that vehicle resulted in the discovery of 360 grams of a leafy plant-like substance that field tested positive for marijuana. After it was investigated and determined that the driver of the car, 23-year-old Caleb Hundley of Jasper, was distributing marijuana to his friends along with his own personal use. Police say due to the amount, prior convictions, and statements made by Hundley, these charges were elevated to level 6 felonies. Hundley was placed under arrest, taken to, and booked into the DuBois County Security Center on level 6 felony counts of possession of marijuana and dealing in marijuana. Last night, the Greater Jasper Consolidated School Board conducted a public hearing prior to approving the corporation's proposed 2019 school budget. Next year's budget, which was presented to the board during their July meeting, totals just over $39 million, with an advertised tax rate of around $1.74. The budget was posted on the Form 3 notice to taxpayers on the State Gateway Finance System, as well as posting the district's capital projects fund and school bus replacement plans on the school corporation's website. Superintendent Dr. Tracy Lorai noted that the advertised tax rate is typically inflated in a way that will help protect the corporation's ability to levy the dollars that are needed locally. Lorai pointed out that each year the Indiana Department of Local Finance reduces the tax rate that is advertised in a way that will give them their final budget order. Lorite says they anticipate that tax rate will be much lower than what was initially submitted to the state, and that is just inflated as a means of being able to protect the levy locally. The public hearing was held as a means of giving the public an opportunity to write any questions or comments before the budget is approved and submitted. No one from the public spoke during the hearing. The budget will now go on to the Indiana Department of Local Government Finance for a final approval. Speaking of school boards, several last-minute candidacy fillings were made late last week on a number of open seats on 3 of Du Bois County's 4 school boards of trustees. That deadline to file was set at noon last Friday. For the Greater Jasper Consolidated School Board in District 1, incumbent Ken Schnaus will be challenged by newcomer Jimmy Corbin, while current Greater Jasper Consolidated School Board President Bernie Vogler will run unopposed for his seat in District 3. On the Southeast Du Bois County School Board, incumbent Elaine Miller is seeking yet another term for District B seat, while Board President and District D Representative Kent Ubalor will also seek another term on the Southeast Du Bois School Board. Both will be unopposed. Finally, in the Southwest Du Bois County School Board, Leslie Petrie is seeking the District 1 seat, John Schrader is filed for the District 2, and Jason Hiley will battle Belinda Longy for the District 3 seat. Current Southwest Du Bois School Board President Christopher New is not seeking re-election to the board. Races for the school board positions will be on this November's general election ballot. The Santa Claus Parks and Recreation Department welcomes Richard Boyd as the new Parks and Recreation Director. Boyd resides in Santa Claus with his family and is involved in youth sports with his children. He is familiar with the community center and Yellig Park and eager to enhance and grow current programs and events. In a release, Boyd says he feels the quality of life is truly measured in how residents interact with one another. He says this position creates the opportunity for him to build a foundation structured around community health and wellness, youth engagement and activity, and forming strong community relationships in Santa Claus. Boyd received his bachelor's degree from the University of Louisville in Health and Human Performance. He went on to earn his master's of business administration with a marketing focus from Bellarmine University. The Santa Claus Parks and Recreation Department oversees Jim Yellig Park and the Santa Claus Community Center. Its mission is to provide a healthy and enjoyable facility to the citizens of Spencer County. Police officials in Evansville are preparing for possibly thousands of protesters to arrive in the city for President Donald Trump's campaign rally there this week. While managers of the Ford Center are anticipating possibly filling 11,000 seats inside the arena for Trump's Thursday rally, organizers of 2 anti-Trump protests are looking to draw in at least a few thousand people. Local and state police met last week with U.S. Secret Service officials and other public safety agencies on security plans for Trump's visit. Vanderburgh County Sheriff Dave Wedding says officers will closely monitor crowds outside the downtown area for trouble. That's been a look at your local news. Stay tuned. We have Carrie Schneider at the Du Bois County Humane Society this week. Then it's your local outlook and weather forecast, followed by sports and Inform on 18 WJTS TV.